Okay, now let us understand what is HTML5 and why we have to go for that. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So it is a markup language. What is the meaning of markup language? Markup language syntax in the form of tags. If you go for other languages, generally the the syntaxes will be in the form of statements. You go to C language, Java, anywhere, the syntaxes will be in the form of statements. But in HTML, no statements, but only the tags will be there. Whenever a language supports the tags, we have to call it as a markup language. And also we can see something like hypertext. What is the meaning of hypertext? Hypertext is a text that is used to reference other text. The interconnected text is nothing but hypertext. I mean to say, for example, I'm writing some notes. Okay, I just mentioned that I have been taken the reference from the Srinath document. I'm writing one document. In my document, I just mentioned that for this particular sentence, the reference is coming from the Srinath document. So if you want to understand what is exactly written in the Srinath document, I need to go to the Srinath document, and there I can check exactly what is available in his document, right? So whenever some document can refer other document, the text inside the document is called as hypertext. That's what happening in the real web pages also, right? For example, in some Google, for example, what's going on? Just there is some Google home page, for example. By default, Google home page displayed. But whenever I click on some link, we are going to other web page or not? See, some hyperlinks available. Some hyperlinks available here. For example, if you click on terms, we go to terms page. If you click on some other hyperlink, we go to some other page. Like this, based on the clicked link, we are navigating from one web page to another web page, nothing but one document to another document. So that is having some interconnected text. Whenever your document is having some interconnectable text, the text is said to be hypertext. What is the exact purpose of the HTML? It is used to create elements in the web page. Elements means different items in the web page, maybe headings, paragraphs, tables, forms, different types of elements in the web page. Markup language syntax in the form of tags, already told you this point. And this HTML is developed by Tim Berners-Lee in the year of 1991. Tim Berners-Lee is said to be father of internet. So today's we are using internet means it is basically designed by the Tim Berners-Lee. And HTML is not a case-sensitive language. That means we can write the program in uppercase or lowercase also. And HTML has several versions. First, HTML 1.0 that is released in late 1991. And HTML 2.0 released in exact year 1995, 11th month. And HTML 3.0 abandoned, means skipped. HTML 4 is available, that is 1997. HTML 5.0 in 2014. 5.1 in 2016, 5.2 in 2017. So as of now, latest is 5.2, which was released last year, December. These are the list of versions. So generally we are using HTML5. HTML5 means either 5.0, 5.1 or 5.2, all these three generally mentioned as HTML5. And HTML5 includes all the features of all the versions. So we are learning HTML5 here. It doesn't mean that only the new features of HTML5, but it includes all the features of all the older versions too. Actually, HTML 1, 2, 3 already dead. I mean, nobody is using them in the development. So real world development is only in the range of HTML 4, 5.0, 5.1 and 5.2. In these four versions only, the complete coding is written. So here we are learning HTML5, which means it includes all the features of the HTML4 also, which includes basics and advanced. And in order to practice HTML programs, we require to follow some editor, code editor, to write the programs of HTML. We can use different types of editors like Notepad++, Atom, Sublime Text, Visual Studio Code, WebStorm. Like this, so many are available. So I'm using the Visual Studio Code in my lessons. Visual Studio Code is just free and highly flexible, highly customizable, and it is very easy to use. And it is cross-platform also. That means it can be used in Windows, Mac, and Linux also. So that's why Visual Studio Code is one of the better options. At the same time, same programs you can also practice in any other IDEs such as Sublime Text or WebStorm, etc. But anyway, coding will not change anywhere. Coding syntaxes will be same, concepts are same. Only just look and feel while typing the code, maybe colors. The keywords will be highlighted with different colors. Some syntax highlighting will come. The syntax highlighting only will be different in the IDEs, but everything else will be same only. And we have something like HTML tags. HTML tag is nothing but a command to browser. I'm going to pass a command to browser saying that, hey browser, display this particular heading, display the paragraph, display the table. So any kind of a command to browser, instruction to browser is nothing but tag. Here we have a tag. The tag must be present inside the less than and greater than. Any tag that is mentioned in the less than greater than is called as a tag basically. And we have two types of tags, paired and unpaired tags. Paired tag means compulsory we should write opening tag with closing tag also. For example, P tag, P for paragraph. So P must be opened first and then should be closed at the end of the paragraph. So there is a opening and closing. But sometimes, some situations, you need not mark the opening and closing. There is single tag itself. For example, image is there. For the image, there is no starting ending. There is no opening tag and closing tag for image. So in such cases, we have to just use unpaired tag. So most of the HTML tags are paired tags only. Around 50 tags are paired tags. Remaining a few tags, just very few tags, maybe 6 tags are unpaired tags. I will tell the list exactly what are the paired tags, unpaired tags list. So here is a list. So these are the important tags, around 55 tags. Here unpaired tags are very few, like BR, HR, IMG, meta, input, link. First six are unpaired tags. All remaining are paired tags only. And coming to HTML syntax, and are you able to follow? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Now let us see HTML syntax. The HTML syntax look like this. HTML program begins here. HTML program ends here. The HTML tag specifies the HTML program beginning point and here a ending point. In between this opening and closing, we can place some other tags like head and body. Head contains non-content information and body contains content information. Generally, in the web page, whatever the information you want to show, everything is coming under body. For example, this is your web page. In this web page, whichever the information you want to show, everything is coming under body. Whichever the information you don't want to show in this web page, maybe you want to show outside it, then we have to go for head. Okay, in this region, you can see the boundary of the web page, the white color area. In this one, whatever the information you want to show, that is body, which is also called as content. And whichever the information you want to show outside it or you don't want to show, that is coming under head tag. Head and body are the children of the HTML tag because head and body is written inside which one? HTML. So HTML is a parent, head, body are the children of the HTML. Now let us prepare a basic syntax. So now steps to prepare first application in HTML. First we have to install some code editor. That is Visual Studio Code we have to install. First let me show how to download and install the Visual Studio Code editor in your system. Go to Visual Studio Code. Just I'm searching for Visual Studio Code. The actual website is code.visualstudio.com. Okay, go to code.visualstudio.com like this, and then we have to click on download for Windows. In case if you want to try for other operating systems like Mac and Linux, we can click on other platforms here, and there we can see the other operating systems like Windows, Mac and Linux and anything. And based on this we can practice several languages. It is demonstrating here, right? So several languages we are able to practice. Not only just HTML, we can practice several languages and frameworks the Visual Studio Code supports. So I just click on download for Windows, and we are getting some file like this VS Code setup or something. So just download that file, and after downloading double click on this particular file to run. Now installation getting started. Now click on next button, select the radio button, I accept the agreement, click on next. Keep the default path as it is, no need of changing. Click on next, click on next. And here we have to select these two options like add open with code in file menu and the directory context menu. The benefit of these two options is, suppose if you right click on anything, like for example I just right click on a folder like this. Once I right click on any folder, you will be getting an option called open with code. So all the files present in that particular folder will be directly opened in the Visual Studio Code. You can also right click on a file, same option is available in the file context menu also. So that is the advantage of this. It's not compulsory, but I prefer these two options. By default it is unchecked only. We have to check the checkbox and then click on next. And finally click on install. So it may take 1 or 2 minutes to install. Okay, meanwhile while it is installing, let me demonstrate some other things. The first topic of HTML is headings. So in the web pages you want to create some headings, right? For example, see, welcome to Google is one heading. Using our services is other heading. Like this, if you go through different headings you want to display in the web pages. For displaying the headings, we have to use the heading tags. HTML supports 6 levels of headings, H1 to H6. H1 will be the largest size, H6 will be smallest size. To display the heading level number 1, we have to use H1 tag. To display level number 2, heading 2, and so on up to 6 levels. Generally in real time, up to 4 levels of headings is actually enough, even though language has provided 6 levels of maximum. So in practical, it is enough to use up to 4 generally. So most top level heading you will keep once. And in the second level is small subheading is there. For that we have to use H2. Under the subheading, again subheading is there, H3. Under that heading, again a small heading is there, so H4. These are generally enough. Even if you want, you can also use H5 and H6 also. So maximum, you don't have any requirement to use more than 6. That's why they have given 6 only. And what are the tags I'm explaining? By default, we can assume as a paired tag. If any unpaired tag is coming into picture, I will explain particularly saying that it's unpaired tag. For example, IMG is a unpaired tag. BR is unpaired tag. So I will mention that clearly. But if you don't tell anything, by default you can assume it as a paired tag only. Okay, let me demonstrate this in program. Meanwhile, I think this installation completed, so it's done. I just click on finish button. Now installation completed. So how could you open and create a program? Just what you have to do, go to start and scroll down. Here go to V for Visual Studio Code. So here we can click on something like Visual Studio Code. Once we click on Visual Studio Code, the Visual Studio Code window gets open, and also we have to create a separate folder for our programs. I'm just making a new folder saying that HTML. I made a new folder like just I created a new folder HTML. You can paste this type of folder in anywhere, in any drive, C drive, D drive, E drive, any drive, not a problem. Anything in any drive, any folder we can create. Folder name can be anything, drive can be anything, no problem. So in my lessons I'm using C:HTML folder. Remember this. Every day I'm going to store all the programs in the same folder. You can also create a same folder like this. Now the Visual Studio Code window installed, and one more thing I forgot to tell you, Visual Studio is different, Visual Studio Code is different. Visual Studio is really meant for .NET developers only, but Visual Studio Code is for everyone, for UI developers, for Angular developers, for React, for anything, for any language we can use Visual Studio Code. Even Java programs, PHP programs, anything we can type in Visual Studio Code. So I'm not using Visual Studio, but I'm using Visual Studio Code. So anyway, I just click on File menu, New File, and in this I just create a new program. HTML syntax is what HTML. I mean to say HTML program begins here, and here a HTML program ends. Inside this, head is non-content information, body is content information. Inside the head, suppose we have some information, for example title. Where this title will be appear, whatever the information we have mentioned in this title, this particular text will be displayed in the title bar of the browser after running the program, not now. After execution of the program, whatever the text we have mentioned in this title, that will be appear in the title bar here. I want to say, for example, if you go to Google, it is showing Google right here in this one. So the title is nothing but mentioned through title tag. Okay, next, and after that, suppose I'm mentioning welcome. In the body, I'm trying to place something like hello world. So save this. Control S is a shortcut for saving. While saving, we have to provide the file path, location where exactly you want to save. We have to save in which location, C:HTML location. I'm selecting which folder, C:HTML location, and given the file name is first.html. File extension can be anything, file name can be anything, extension must be .html. File name can be anything, for example first, instead of that we can give any name, extension is .html only. And mind about the folder name also, in which folder we are saving and what is the extension we are giving, we have to select it clearly. Then click on save. Once the HTML extension is given, automatically syntax will be highlighted. Notice the tags are highlighted with different colors and plain text is given as a black color. So this syntax highlighting will come only after saving, remember. Okay, now your program is ready. How do we execute this program? Go to the particular folder and double click on the file. Once you double click on the file, automatically this web page will be opened in the browser. Now we can see the output. Just to make it visible, I'm increasing the zoom. Default zoom is 100%. We can increase it like anything. So I just given 120% zoom. So the text is a bit larger. Okay, now we can see the welcome. From where this welcome came, no notice, title. Because of title, you can see welcome. Okay, I'm displaying side by side so that you can understand. Okay, now we can see welcome. This welcome is nothing but this title. And what are the text we have placed like hello world, that will be displayed in the actual white color area where you can see web page. That's all. So this is the demonstration and first program. And also we can practice some headings, right? So H1 is nothing but heading 1, means the top heading, the big heading. Now we can refresh. Now we are getting heading 1. It's a large size. When you compare to normal text, it is very large size. Every time for every modification, we have to save the file here and we have to click on refresh button here. Okay, now heading is there. Heading automatically contains bold and larger font size. And automatically below the heading some gap is maintained. In between the heading and paragraph you can see some gap. This is also called as margin. Some more margin is given below the heading. Like this we can prepare the headings up to 6 levels. It doesn't mean that we can use only 6 headings. We can use 6 levels of headings. Means we can repeat the same heading tag if the same level of heading is repeated. What I meant to say, for example, there are top level headings there are multiple top level headings. So for all the top level headings we can repeat H1. For example, see, you are keeping some heading like Hyderabad and you are providing some details about Hyderabad. Just I want to provide one more like Chennai. So Hyderabad is one city, Chennai also another city. For both of these, same level we can use, right? Okay, so at that time for both we can use same H1. I'll show one example. So just I will make a separate program. I think this program is clear, so I'm going to show separate program for this. So go to new file again. Same program I just copy paste. Same previous program I just copy paste. Suppose we have some heading cities. Next, countries. For cities and countries we have to use the same level because cities is one chapter, countries is another chapter. Both are equal level, right? So we have to use same level. I mean same H1 we have to use. I just save this and double click on the file to run. Okay, now we can notice cities and countries are same level. We can use the H1 tag multiple times. But inside these cities we have something called Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is one city, so we have to use it inside cities, right? Inside cities. Now we can notice like this. Under cities we have Hyderabad. This is the H1, this is H2. For H2 we can see smaller size than H1. Okay, relatively H2 is smaller than H1. And inside Hyderabad we have something like about Hyderabad. Okay, politics in Hyderabad. So this about Hyderabad politics both are equal level, which are describing about the city Hyderabad. So for both of these I have used H3. Understand? And then suppose we have one more city like Chennai. Notice what tags I'm using. For Hyderabad and Chennai we have used H2. For about Hyderabad politics, about Chennai politics in Chennai, I have used H3. Okay, if you want, inside about also we can use some subheading. For that H4 we can use. I'm not writing, but you can assume some other content, small heading is there, side heading in about. Inside that we can use H4. And if you want again, H5 we can use, H6 also we can use. So if you are going more deeper level, the level of heading also will reduce relatively. And suppose under countries we have India, USA, . Okay, history of India. Okay, like this we can keep any headings. So relatively, whichever is low level, for that we have to use a low level of heading. If equal level of headings, we have to use same tags. That's what I want to say exactly. Clear? Is this headings point is clear? Next topic is paragraphs. See, in the real life applications also, very commonly we use paragraphs. For example, this is one paragraph, this is another paragraph. To divide the text into multiple parts, we have to use the paragraphs. Every paragraph contains some gap in between. Suppose this is one paragraph, this is the second one. In between these two paragraphs, some gap is there. That is the default nature. Of course, we can increase the gap. We can change the font size, but anything related to font size, colors, okay, borders, margins, all these related questions, just hold them because we solve everything in the CSS only. HTML is purely meant for only creating. Only the intention of HTML is creating. How to create heading, how to create paragraph, how to create a text box, how to create button. This is only the intention of HTML. All the styles related aspects will be covered in CSS only. Okay, hold them. Okay, we are understanding paragraphs. So paragraphs are meant for creating multiple groups of the text. Every group of the text is nothing but one paragraph, and paragraphs will be displayed line by line. That means every paragraph will be started with a new line. So the paragraph is created by using P tag. P for paragraph. The paragraph begins here, the paragraph ends here. In between, we can place any running text matter. Okay, so check this. I'm going to prepare a separate program in this. Suppose under this one, I'm going to prepare a paragraph, P for paragraph. Here I can write actual running text matter, whichever I want to provide about Hyderabad. Okay, so just I just copy paste some sentence. Okay, some sentence. We can consider just we have typed it. Okay, some text matter is there. So this will be the paragraph. Now you can notice the paragraph is appear under the heading of about Hyderabad. Okay, same like this for politics. Okay, the topic is not for nothing. Maybe suppose I'm just saying Telangana police. Okay, I just placed some content. Now we can see something else. So like this, we can prepare a number of paragraphs. And if you want, you can create multiple paragraphs under one heading. Maybe suppose like this. Assume two different content. So two different paragraphs are appear. In between the paragraphs, automatically some gap is maintained notice. Of course, we can increase or decrease the gap by using margin property in CSS. When we go to CSS, I will demonstrate that. So as of now, just this is the paragraph and this is another paragraph. In between every paragraph and every heading, some gap is maintained, some empty space. That's all about paragraphs. Okay, next topic, line breaks. Whenever you have a requirement to go to next line, we have to use line breaks. Suppose after some message, you want to go to next line. In programming languages, we have to use \n, right? \n, just like that here, line breaks we have to use. That is through br tag. To display, to go to next line, we have to use line breaks. That is through br tag. It is unpaired tag. Br is unpaired tag. So after the line 1, at the end of line 1, or before the line 2 here, either of these places, we have to use br to go to next line. And it is unpaired tag. That means no need of closing it. /br will never be there. So notice here, just I'm taking a new program, linebreaks.html. So habitually, I'm writing the topic name in the title so that you will be able to understand the this example belongs to which topic. Actually, we can give any text as a title. You can type anything, but just I'm giving the topic name in the title tag. Okay, just I'm giving 1, 2. Even though we have given like line by line in the program, but in the actual output, it is just displaying side by side notice. Even though line by line we have given, it is displaying side by side. Just a space is given. Behalf of this enter key, a space is given. But I want to really go to next line. To go to next line, we have to add br tag at the end of first line or at the beginning of second line. Okay, either of these places. I prefer here. Now we can notice automatically after 1, it is going to next line. To push it to next line, we have to use br. And if you can repeat the same multiple times, one more line gap is given. So we can see one empty line. That's because of from here, it is going to next line because of 1 br. From here again going to next line because of second br. Okay, 2 brs are given. Nothing but 2 lines. If we're giving one more br, one more line is given. And so on. We can use any number of times. But no closing tag for br. Okay, this is about br tag. Next one. Next one, bold. Suppose we have some important word. Intentionally, you want to increase the thickness of the particular text. To increase thickness of the particular text, we have to use bold. B for bold. B is a paired tag. So B for bold, whatever the text present in between the B opening and closing, only that text will be bolded. Not the outside information, not the text outside, left side or right side will not be bolded. Only the text which is present inside the B, only that will be bolded. In other words, whichever the text you want really bold, that text only we have to keep inside the B. Let's take it. I'm just creating bold.html. So this is some normal text. Now I'm just keeping some bold text. I want to display this particular bold text in bold. Then what to do? B we have to use. B for bold. So whichever the text present in between the B opening and closing, only that text will be bolded. Now we can notice bold. Only that text is bolded. So whenever you have some important word, only that text we can keep in the bold. For example, in the previous example, just there is a paragraph. And for this paragraph, suppose metropolitan population something, okay? So for this word, you want to bold it. So what will you do? B for bold. See, only that text will be bolded. Now we can notice. Only the text will be bolded. Next, we have italic. Suppose if you want to display the text in stylishly, what you can say in a cross format, in a slash format, we have to go for italic. To apply italic, we have to go for I tag, I for italic. Whichever the text you want to display in italic, only that text will be italic here. See, I'm just showing here italic.html. See, whichever the text you want to display in italic, only that text will be kept in I. Now you can notice italic mode, this one. Here also for this word, we can apply italic instead of B. Now we can notice that word will be highlighted with the italic. That's all. Next, same like this, we have underline. To underline the text, we have to go for U. Suppose there is some important words or something. For that important words or sentences, we can underline it by using U. U for underline. U tag is meant for underline. Below the line, you will get that. Below the text, you will get the line. Okay, U for underline. Check in the program. So underline.html. So underline. So we have to just keep it like U. U for underline. Only this particular text will be underlined, notice. Check there, only that particular text is underlined. Here also we can use U. Whichever the words or sentence you want to underline, only that text should be kept inside U. Now you can see that word is underlined. Okay, that's all. Next we have strike. Strike tag is meant for strike out. Okay, strike tag is meant for strike out. Suppose there is some false information, you want to strike it out. For example, there is some price of the product. Suppose instead of 1000, the offer price is 700. So we can write 1000 and we can strike it out. Okay, so to strike it out, we have to use strike tag. Whichever the text you want to strike out, only that text should be kept inside the strike tag. Okay, let's check it. Strike.html. Now we can see strike out. No, we have to change the tag, right? Yeah. Okay, now we can see strike out. Across the text, we got some strike out. So what text should be strike out? You have to decide. System don't know whether it is a correct information or wrong information. Okay, what text you want to strike out, you have to decide, and for that text only we have to keep strike. For example, I'm saying that Hyderabad roads are very good. Okay, so this is the false information, right? So we have to keep something like strike. Now what's going on? That particular text only will be strike out. Okay, next 1 minute, just 1 minute. Okay. So the next one, strong. The strong tag is very identical, very similar to bold. Strong and bold visual is same. In both cases, thickness will be increased. But the difference is the strong tag will be pronounced very stressfully while the screen readers, by the screen readers. Do you know screen reader means? Suppose blind people also can use laptops, right? For the blind people, there is some specialized software. So what that specialized software which is meant for blind people will do, it will just read out the text. Suppose some home page, just Google home page opened. Okay, just like this, some page opened. So whenever the blind people open this, the blind people related software automatically will read out this particular text, whatever available in this one. Okay, all this text will be pronounced through the headphones they can hear. For example, the computer voice will speak out. For example, using our services, you must follow any policies like this. The computer voice will read out the what of the text present in the entire web page. They can stop it. They can rewind. Some voice commands are available for the blind people. But here the point is, if you are using strong tag, that particular word or sentence will be pronounced very stressfully by the screen readers. See, for example, this is the sentence we have kept inside the strong. Okay, this particular sentence will be pronounced very stressfully than normal text. For example, like don't misuse our services. Like this, stressfully it will pronounce. Don't misuse our services. If it is normal text, don't misuse our services. Just like a normal pronunciation. Strong text will be pronounced very stressfully by the screen readers. The difference of the meaning of strong text will be respected only by the screen reader programs. That's exact meaning. So except that point, visually bold and strong both are same. See, as a developer, you should know this clear-cut difference, because if you are using a B tag, for example, you are getting bold. If you are using strong tag also, you will get bold. Then if you don't respect the difference between bold and strong, and you are just using bold, I mean B tag only, so the screen readers will pronounce that particular sentence normally. That means the intention of the important sentence or important word will not be reflected in terms of the blind people. I mean, blind people cannot understand that this is important sentence. So that is the reason the developer must know the difference between bold and strong, and whenever there is an important word, we can use a strong tag instead of bold. At that time, that particular sentence will be pronounced very stressfully by the screen readers, so that the blind people can understand your intention, that is the sentence is important. So that is exact point that you have to know. Okay, except that point, okay, visually both are same, you can notice. Visually, bold and strong both are same. Just I will show that. Strong text. I'm using bold and strong at a time. Notice bold and strong. I'm using bold and strong. So do you feel any difference here? Notice carefully this one versus this one. First one is bold, second one is strong. But any difference you feel? No. Exactly same, visually same. But I told the difference already, right? The blind people related software will respect the strong tag and will pronounce this particular text very stressfully by the computer voice. Suppose suppose Musi River, okay. So for this, bold, and also I'm using strong. Actually, in real time, any one is enough to use. Just to demonstrate, I'm using both. Any one enough to use. So visually, there is no difference. But this will be pronounced very stressfully, whereas this will be pronounced normally. Okay, that is a difference. Pronunciation is a difference. Okay, I hope you understand. So next one, emphasis. Emphasis also same as a strong. Emphasis look like a just like italic. Italic is like a slash based text, right? I mean, it will be displayed in a slash format. Just like that, emphasis also slash. Then what is the difference between italic and an emphasis, when to use which one? Okay, just for visibility wise, you want to slash it, italic is okay. But if you want to slash it while the pronunciation, by the meaning you want to slash, I mean you want to pronounce it slow, stylishly, then you have to go for emphasis. The emphasis tag, nothing but em tag. Em tag will be pronounced very stylishly by the screen readers. So em for emphasis. So we cannot exactly show that screen reader program right now, but just we can assume the screen reader programs will pronounce it very stylishly. Strong means very stressfully. Em means stylishly. That is the difference. Okay, em.html I'm trying to prepare. I'm using I tag followed by emphasis em tag. Now visually any difference you feel? No difference. Italic and emphasis both are same, but I told the difference. Emphasis will be pronounced very stylishly. That is the difference. Next one, superscript. Whenever you want to display the text above the normal line, we have to use superscript. For example, x square is there, x square. This particular square, this 2 should be appear a bit top side than the normal line. Okay, while the normal line is going like this, okay, this particular text should be appear a bit upper side. To display the text upper side, we have to use superscript, SUP. Okay, let's see this. Superscript. First we have some normal text. SUP for superscript. Okay, now we can see the superscript will be displayed a bit upper side than the normal text. Now we can notice the visual difference. Okay, next this is useful for example, x square. X square should be appear at the 2 should be appear a bit upper. We want to push up. Then what to do? SUP. Now we can notice superscript. Now we can see the difference. Same like that. Suppose the first, second like this you want to display. ST should be superscript. So ST, ND, okay. This type of text you want to display upper side means only that particular text should be kept inside SUP. Remember what text really you want to keep a bit upper, only that text should be kept inside the SUP. Okay, and don't forget to close it. If you forget to close, what happens? All the rest of the text will be upper side only, which you don't want actually. That's why we have to keep SUP. SUP closing compulsory. Next, and after that, same like this, we have subscript, we have sub for subscript. Sub for subscript. Sup for superscript, sub for subscript. So you want to display some text below the normal line, we have to use subscript. See, the x2 is displayed, 2 is displayed a bit down towards down than the normal text. Whenever you want to display the text towards down, we have to use subscript. Okay, check it. sub.html. Now instead of sup, I'm using sub. Notice the difference here. Now it is displayed a bit downside than the normal text. Same like that here, everything where sub I'm using. So if you want to display the text like this down level, we have to use subscript. Okay, next one. Next one, horizontal roller. Horizontal roller can be created by using HR tag. HR means horizontal roller. It is unpaired tag. It is used to display a separate line. Just like this. In the web page, you want to display horizontal line, we have to use HR. Horizontal line is created by using HR. It is unpaired tag, no closing tag for HR. Notice the program HR. Horizontal ruler. Suppose there is some heading and there is some paragraph. And there is one more heading and one more paragraph, suppose. Suppose in between the heading in the middle, I want to keep some horizontal line. To display horizontal line, just we have to keep HR. HR is an unpaired tag, no need of closing it. So HR means horizontal ruler. That's all. Next term, pre for pre-formatted text. Pre for pre-formatted text, which means that what are the spaces and line breaks we have given in the code that you want to display as it is in the output. The text in the program is containing some spaces and line breaks. That spaces and line breaks, same number of spaces, same number of line breaks, you want to display as it is, means we have to use a pre-formatted text. It is a paired tag. Whatever the text present here, that spaces and line breaks will be appear as it is in the output. That is intention of the pre. The pre tag is mainly meant for showing the computer programs. For example, we are preparing some website for Core Java tutorial. Core Java tutorial. Suppose in the Core Java tutorial, there is one topic like for loop. You want to explain the syntax of for loop. Okay. So just for int I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Some for loop is trying to demonstrate here. Then we are writing something like system.out.println. Don't confuse about this if you don't know Java. Just I'm trying to create a website. I'm talking about a website only. I'm not teaching Java to you right now. Okay. So just I'm trying to prepare a tutorial for Core Java. Okay. You can assume any other language. So some programming code you want to display. What you want to say intentionally, some programming code. But see, the output is not expected. This one here, really, what are the spaces, line breaks we have given? This output you want to display as it is. Okay, these are spaces, line breaks, everything you want to display as it is, but it is showing like single line, which is not good. So by default, what are the text we have given? Lot of spaces we have given, lot of line breaks we have given. Even though we have given multiple spaces and multiple line breaks here, that will not be treated. That will not be. That will be simply ignored actually. See, in between here we have a lot of spaces, but all the spaces not taken. Only single space taken here, right? So that's the default nature of the browsers. Any browser will do like this only. So if you want to display this particular text as it is with the spaces and line breaks, we have to keep that particular text inside the pre. The pre tag started here and the pre tag ends here. Now this particular text will be displayed as it is. Now we can notice the for loop appear as it is. Font also changed by default. We can change this font by using CSS, not a problem. Anyway, the intentional point is what? The spaces, line breaks as it is. For example, one more statement is there. So that also will be printed exactly same line. I mean system, this line gaps are perfectly maintained. Okay. And suppose we have given more number of spaces here. The spaces also will be taken here. Here how many spaces in the code, that will be as it is. So overall, whatever written here, including spaces and line breaks, will be appear. But this is mainly useful for computer programs. In other than tutorial websites, this will not be useful actually. In regular commercial websites, not required. Okay, next one. ABBR tag is for abbreviation. We want to display the full form of a short form, we have to use ABBR. Suppose there is a short form, for example, USA. When the user places mouse pointer on that, you want to display the full form United States of America. To display the full form of a short form, we have to use ABBR. It is a period tag. And ABBR tag we have to write here ABBR opening, closing here. And now introducing attributes. Attributes means the additional properties or additional details. For example, read the book. Read the book is a command. Which book should be read? Core Java book should be read. So book name is Core Java. Book name equal to Core Java is what? Attribute. Okay. So just like that, tag is a command. Attributes are details about the command. Display abbreviation, that is a command here. But what full form should be displayed? The full form is nothing but title. Title we have to specify. So simple, very simple. Here short form you will mention. In the double quotes you will mention the full form. First ABBR space. Okay, space is there, space. Title is attribute. Every attribute contains a value. What is the value here? Full form. So when the user places mouse pointer on the short form, it will display the full form. Notice in the program. For example, USA you want to display. At the same time, don't expect like automatically it will show everything. The system don't know any short form, even single short form, full form also system don't know. We have to specify the full form and short form manually, okay, ourselves. First we have to keep it inside ABBR, but it is not sufficient. Okay, we have to specify an attribute. So space title attribute. What is the value of the title attribute? United States of America. So when the user places mouse pointer on that, we can see the full form as a tooltip. So the users can understand, okay, this is the full form, user can understand. So short form here, full form in the double quotes. If you don't place the mouse pointer on that, the full form will not be appear. Okay, that's all. Next, and after that, BDO means bidirectional override. BDO tag is used to display bidirectional override. Means you want to display the text in reverse order. Sometimes, suppose Arabic language is there, or some other languages may be there. I don't know exactly. Maybe Arabic language, you want to display the text in reverse order, right to left. So for such cases, we have to keep that information inside the BDO tag, bidirectional override. Actually, we have two options in this BDO, LTR and RTL. LTR means left to right, which is default, normal. Most of the languages, like in English, we have to write the left to right only. But some languages right to left. So for change the order of characters through to right to left, we have to use a RTL. BDO means bidirectional override, LTR is left to right, RTL is right to left. So we have to keep some text inside the BDO. Then in the dir attribute, either of these we have to mention either LTR or RTL. This symbol we can assume R. LTR means left to right, RTL means right to left. Check the program. Suppose there is some text like hello, how are you? Okay, there are two paragraphs like this. Now I want to display this first one through left to right. So BDO dir equal to LTR. But any difference you feel here? No difference. Both are same. I mean, without using LTR also, default is by default left to right. So no need of using LTR in real time. But if you want to display right to left, then only we have to use BDO dir is equal to RTL. In this place, we can use any other text. Now we can notice HELLO, like this we have to read, right to left order. Okay, from right towards left. HELLO, how are you, like this we have to keep reading, right to left order. So it is mainly useful for Arabic languages, not for regular text. It is very rare to use that, of course. Next one, IMG tag. IMG tag is meant for displaying images. It is very common to see images in the real websites, right? We can create the image by using IMG tag. To display images, we use IMG tag. IMG is unpaired tag notice. BR, HR, IMG also unpaired tag. First, it is recommended to place the image file in the current working folder. That is, in our example, it is C:/HTML folder. So exactly wherever HTML files are present, into that folder we have to copy paste the image file. So we have to use like IMG, SRC. IMG is a tag, SRC is what attribute. Attributes means what? Details about the command. In the double quotes, we can mention actual value. Here we have to mention the actual file name. Which image file you want to display, that image file name we can mention here. And IMG tag has some attribute. SRC means the source path of the image, which file you want to display. Width means horizontal size in the form of pixels. Height means vertical size in the form of pixels. Pixel is just like one dot on the screen. Alt means alternate text. Means if the image file not loaded into the browser, suppose image file not found or network problem, for some reason image not loaded into browser, at the time alternatively in the image box, the alternate text will be appear. Simple example I will give. Suppose you can say, suppose you have a college website, and inside the college website some principal photo is there. For some reason principal photo is not loaded into browser due to some net connection problem. Suppose at that time, instead of showing an empty box in the photo place, you can display at least a principal name. Okay, instead of photo we can display the name, right? So for that cases alt will be definitely useful. If you mention alt equal to some name, for example alt equal to Harsha, so in place of the image box it will show just Harsha, like that. Next, the title equal to tooltip. Tooltip means when you place the mouse pointer on the image, some small message will be appear, that is a tooltip. Okay, let me show all these things in practical. First of all, you have to collect some image. So I just go to my images folder. So whichever the image you want, you can just use that. For example, okay, I'm using these images. We have img1.jpg, img2.jpg, and img3.jpg. Three images we have. So copy paste these three images into the current working folder. I mean, where your HTML files are present, all the programs in the same folder, right? Into that folder we have to copy paste. Plus know the file extension, because by default the option will be like in the view menu, the checkbox will not be there. That means the file extension not visible notice. Okay, file extension not visible. It will be difficult to identify whether it is a .jpg or png something. So you have to click on file name extension checkbox in the view menu in the file explorer. Then the file extension clearly visible. Then we can easily identify whether it is .jpg or .png. And now we have to specify img. See, only by placing img, there is no use, nothing is appear by default. Okay, we have to place something like src. Src means source equal to the file name followed by extension. Compulsory we have to write extension. If you don't write extension, it will not be appear. But notice carefully, the image is a large image, that is appear as it is. But this much size is not required for me. I want to reduce the size. To reduce the size, we have to use width and height. Width means the pixel count. The horizontal pixel count is width, vertical pixel count is height. Okay, width and height can be specified. For example, width is equal to some pixels, for example 200 pixels, height equal to 150 pixels. As per the requirement, we can give any number of pixels. So it is reduced to that much size. In case if you want to display multiple images, we can repeat the same tag a number of times with the different file names. So three images appear side by side right now. Like this, we can repeat any number of images. In case if you want to go to next line, we have to use br. Br will go to next line. So on the next line, the third image will appear. That means before printing the third image, here itself, it is going to next line. So it came to next line. On the next line, the third image appear. That's all. This is how to use images. And moreover, alt attribute is available, right? Alt is equal to the alternate text. Okay, for example, the alternate text is like first image. Okay, so the first image is not appear anywhere really. In case if the image file is not found or image not loaded into browser, at that time only alt will be useful. In real websites, what happening, through internet only the websites will be opened by the users, right? Okay, you have created a website and hosted that website through some real service provider, and through the domain name, suppose www.harsha.com, through this domain somebody is opening our website, assume that. At that time, if the image file is not found maybe you forgot to upload the image file, otherwise file name is wrong, file extension is wrong. For any reason image file is not found, at that time only the alternate text will be appear. So in our local practice time, just we can do a small thing like we can just give wrong file name, because this file name is not found, right? Definitely the image cannot be displayed in the browser. So within the box we can see which one of first image, which is alternate text. So I already told the real time use of this, like at least person name should be appear instead of person photo. At least the city name should be appear instead of city photo. Okay, these are all examples of that. And moreover, we have title attribute also. Title means tooltip. This text will be appear when you place the mouse pointer on that. See, when you place the mouse pointer on the image, it is saying tooltip, right? That is title. Actually, title attribute is a global attribute which can be applicable to any HTML tag, not only for IMG, but also for any HTML tag. We can use title to specify the tooltip. That's all. This is all the demonstration on IMG tag. That's all. Any doubts in this?